Why are you here, intruder? You better be hot or brooding. Oh, no. He's wearing quite old-fashioned clothes. Skin pale as paper, fangs and no reflection. I know what you are. You're a cosplayer. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir du Vide, and today I want to play a game that's part of the Spooktober Game Jam of 2024 called... Are you really a vampire? The train hums beneath you, the rhythmic clatter of wheels on tracks lulling your mind into a quiet trance. You glance down at your phone, its soft glow a small comfort in the solitude. Messages from your acquaintance, Daniel, appear, a thread of connection to the world you've temporarily left behind. I've already contacted Auntie. She said she'll send someone to pick you up. Too bad I can't go with you. Don't forget to call me when you get there, okay? Wait. Sorry. Looks like I'm going to be super busy this week. Just leave me a voicemail, alright? Well, I don't know. I might be encountering someone who may or may not be a vampire, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that, Daniel. But I'm sure you're going to love it there. Have fun! I will. Thanks. You too. Take care. The train begins to slow, the scenery outside shifting from fleeting greens to the timeless charm of Neverhill Village. Ooh, that sounds cozy. The whole village feels like it's been frozen in the 1800s. No internet or signal. Dan, your hometown really is something, huh? A week of social detox, I guess. Oh, that might be good. A voice breaks your thoughts. Ah, you must be the writer Daniel mentioned over the phone. Please choose how you would like to be addressed. I am Miss Writer, yes? Yes, that's me. Here's my card. Are you perhaps Mrs. Jones? Yes, pleased to meet you, Miss Writer. My nephew spoke highly of you. We're very grateful that you've taken an interest in our humble village. Was your journey comfortable? No complaints. Thank you for asking. Good, good. Let me help you with your luggage. You shake your head, smiling. No, ma'am. There's really not much to carry. As you walk through the village, the weight of its history presses in on you. It's a place steeped in tradition, preserved in amber, its customs handed down through countless generations. You doubt you'd have ever found such a place without Daniel's connections. Here in the heart of it all lies the very inspiration you've come seeking. Vampires. Ooh. By the way, Mrs. Jones, could you tell me about the village's folklore? Especially about the Before you could finish, a cold tremor snakes down your spine, as if the air itself had tightened around you, warning you to stop. Oh, come on, Mom, don't scare our guest away. A lively voice cuts through the tension. I'll take Miss Writer from here. You can get back to your work. Then I'll leave it to you, Emmy. Oh, nice to meet you, Miss Writer. I'm Emily Jones. Well, technically Mrs. Jones's daughter. We're not that far apart in age, so just call me Emily. Emily's voice is a burst of warmth in the cool, still air, her cheerful chatter flowing like a stream, bright, endless, and strangely familiar. She reminds you of someone you know well. They're definitely related. As you finish unpacking, Emily pops her head into your room. Now that you've settled, care to take a walk with me, Miss Writer? You nod, somewhat unsure. When are we gonna talk about the vampires? As Emily guides you through the village, exchanging warm smiles with the elders along the way, another voice stops you in your tracks. I see our esteemed guest has arrived. Ah, Father Gabriel. I was just about to take our guest to greet you. The man before you is striking, too young, you think, for the title he carries. He steps forward, offering a warm smile. Welcome, Miss Writer. I'm Father Gabriel. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. His voice is soft, almost soothing, like a warm embrace on a cold day. There's a kindness in his demeanor that puts you at ease, yet we're very grateful that you've come to visit our little village. It's not often we have guests who take an interest in our history. Something is unsettling about his presence, but you brush it off as he continues. If you ever find yourself in need of guidance, or if anything troubles you during your stay, please don't hesitate to visit the church. The doors are always open. I wish you a peaceful and inspiring time here. Emily chats with him for a moment longer, her words full of respect and familiarity. Narrows eyes at Priest. Before she excuses the both of you, you continue following Emily as she leads you deeper into the forest beyond the village. With every step, an eerie feeling creeps over you. This village really is something. Even the forest feels like it's out of a horror movie. I should start a topic. Yeah, Father Gabriel does seem really young. Father Gabriel seems very young. You know, Father Gabriel seems very young. Oh, yeah, but he's been here as long as I can remember. Always the same, never aging, never changing. Guess that's what you'd call God's chosen one, huh? You don't think that's suspicious? Not even a little bit? Unless you're the vampire, Emily. Unless everybody's the vampire here. You can't help but smile at her joke. Emily's expression shifts, her voice softening. Please don't mind my mom and the others earlier. The V word is kind of taboo around here, especially after the incident. The incident? The incident. The incident? You probably haven't heard from Daniel. That guy, he moved out of the village with his family before it happened. They probably couldn't dare to tell him. At that time, we were just kids. Both him and me. She takes a deep breath, steadying herself before continuing. 15 years ago, 6 people died in our village. They were found at dawn, their skin as pale as paper, with marks, bite marks on their necks. The forest seemed to darken around you, the trees leaning in as if to listen. Day by day, we lived in terror, each one of us wondering who would be next. 1 person, then 2, until the 6th victim. My dad. I'm sorry about your father. Please, no need. It's been a long time. She waves off your apology with a forced smile. At that time, the police couldn't figure it out. And before anything was resolved, the bodies were burned, following the old rules. We were terrified, thinking someone might turn into one of those things. Do you believe it? That it was of that thing's doing? We're not using the V word. If you ask me, I'd say, no, I can't believe it. But I saw the bodies with my own eyes. If it wasn't something mythical, then what? It's too much for a young girl to handle. I couldn't make sense of it. I guess that's why blaming some legendary monster was easier for everyone. Or are there actually no vampires and just crazy people with some kind of disease going around? I'm very sorry. My actions earlier must have seemed thoughtless. It's fine, really. You didn't know. Oh, we're here. Suddenly she stops, her demeanor shifting back to that playful tone. Before you know it, you're standing in the heart of the forest, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and decay. Here? Emily grins. Emily! A mischievous glint in her eye as she puts a finger to her lips. Emily! Emily! Keep this a secret, okay? She pulls aside a cluster of overgrown bushes, revealing a sight that takes your breath away. A crumbling, abandoned mansion, its dark silhouette framed by the twisted skeletal branches of the trees. Ooh, Consider it a token of gratitude for listening to my rambling. Daniel and I discovered this secret place by accident when we were kids. As far as I know, the village has never caught wind of it. How are you gonna miss an entire mansion? Let alone it being in a forest. You can't, see it from afar and say, hey, there's a big old house over there. We've made sure to keep it completely secret. Wouldn't want to get in trouble for sneaking around this deep into the forest, you see. It's just an old haunted house vibe mansion, really. We didn't find or meet anything, but I thought you might love it. The perfect spot to find inspiration. Yeah, I guess. Wow, Thank you so much, Emily. You're welcome. If you do find or meet anything, don't forget to tell me, okay? Maybe. That way I could start believing a little more. Emily glances at her watch and gasps. Oh, look at the time. We'd better head back or else my mom will get suspicious. Dinner's probably ready by now, and I'm sure you'll love it. Can I have extra garlic in whatever she's making me? She chatters all the way back, her voice a comforting thread in the deepening dusk. But your thoughts keep drifting back to the mansion, to the incident 15 years ago, and the chilling connection to vampires and an abandoned house in the heart of the forest. This trip is turning out to be far more than I expected. You've really recommended me a surprising place, Dan. After dinner, you secure your backpack and head out, alone, into the night. That seems like a bad idea. You follow the marks Emily left on the trees, delving deeper and deeper into the forest. The light from your phone, acting as a flashlight, is your only guide. You didn't bring an actual flashlight, me? Hits myself on the head somehow. We got so many flashlights, I got flashlights coming out of my ears. The forest is even scarier at night. Here it is. Whoa, is all of this real? The owner must have been incredibly wealthy. I sure do hope I don't meet a handsome ghost in here who desperately wants to get married. You wander through the mansion, taking your time to explore every corner. Each step echoes with history. You can't resist snapping photos of the hauntingly beautiful surroundings. Vampires, those mythical rulers of the night, drift through your thoughts. The legends are as varied as the cultures that spawn them, but certain traits are nearly universal. They feed on blood, possess superhuman strength and speed, cast no reflection or shadow, and loathe sunlight, crosses, and garlic. If this were a horror movie, something would be emerging from that hallway right about... Ah! What is that? You better be hot or brooding. Why are you here, intruder? I'm sorry, I didn't know this house was occupied. Ah! You stumble and fall, your heart racing as a figure emerges from the darkness. A person? Is he the owner? I should get out. This is a bad idea after all. Ah, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to intrude. I thought this mansion was abandoned. I didn't mean to take photos of your house. You quickly grab your phone, which is still in camera mode. Sorry, sir. I'll quickly delete... Oh. Oh, no. Why isn't he appearing on my phone? Is he a ghost? What were you saying? When I take a closer look, he's wearing quite old-fashioned clothes. Skin pale as paper, fangs and no reflection. I know what you are. You're a cosplayer! You struggle to back away from the figure before you, your mind racing. Is he? No way. No. I need to run. Is there a quick-time event? But your legs refuse to move, paralyzed by fear. Is this the end for me? Is Is it my stomach or his? Mm-mm. Shut up, stomach! A deep, rumbling growl echoes through the room, and you realize with a mix of relief and disbelief that it's just the vampire's stomach. Oh! The vampire's just hungry. That's fine. That doesn't make the situation even worse. Any food, intruder? Huh? I mean, I've got some oatmeal cakes. Here. Oh, him pues. Ah! Whoa. What is this delightful aroma? I've never encountered such a thing before. His name is Vampire, perhaps? I still say he's a cosplayer. Ah, it's just instant noodles. Instant noodle. Is this really for me, intruder? It's instant noodles. Well, never mind that. Yes, please go ahead. Did I just give him a pack of top ramen? Really? You're so kind, intruder. It's almost unbelievable, but somehow the situation has taken this unexpected turn. The creature, no, the man before you, who's definitely not a human, had asked you for some food. Afraid of becoming his food yourself, you quickly volunteered to cook a meal for him. Fortunately, you had some instant noodles left in your backpack. Carrying around top ramen, but you don't have an extra flashlight? Boiling water in this old and abandoned mansion was a challenge, but you managed somehow. The power of a protagonist? I got plot armor! Well, if I were a protagonist in a story, I'd be running away by now. Or worse. But here I am, making noodles for someone who might be a vampire. This wouldn't sell as a horror novel, would it? Yes, it would! I'd read that! A lively voice pulls you back to reality. This noodar thing is delicious. Intruder, would you like some? Oh, it's all right. Take your time. He doesn't question any further and returns to devouring the noodles with childlike eagerness. What to think? I'm still wary, but honestly, I'm not as scared as before. I mean, look how cute he is. The man in front of you, devouring instant noodles, just looks like an ordinary person. Well, his face is anything but ordinary. But aside from that, he behaves more like a kid than a fearsome creature of the night. If it weren't for the fact that his reflection doesn't show, I'd believe he's just someone playing dress-up for Halloween. There's no ominous aura or anything. This is unexpected. Not to mention, how in the world is a vampire eating human food? Yeah! I mean, sometimes it depends on the rules. Curiosity gets the better of you, and before you realize it, you've blurted out your thoughts. Are you a vampire? Stop gaslighting me! I'm sorry, but are you really a vampire? Hey, that's the title of this game! Huh? Of course! What else could I be? A dog? I am your mighty and terrifying vampire, Zephyr. Now, human, tremble before me, says the one still slurping noodles. Now he's more like a child pretending to be scary. Listen here, shrimp. He's probably the same exact height as me. I apologize if I offended you, sir. I was just curious because I thought vampires were supposed to drink blood. Vampires are supposed to only drink blood. But you seem to be enjoying human food just fine, so Haha, isn't it obvious? That's because I'm special. I'm far more noble and superior than those ordinary vampires. It's a given. Indeed. A living vampire, right before my eyes, a treasure trove for my writing. And yet, he's so innocent, like a child. Have I gone mad from overwork? An idea forms in your mind, bold and reckless. Since I've been bothering such a great and mighty vampire for so long, I'll be taking my leave now. Huh? You're leaving? Already? But... But if you leave, then will you come again? Wouldn't hurt to try. Then what would I get in return? Now I feel a bit guilty. This guy doesn't even know how to negotiate. How about this? Actually, I'm a writer, and I find your story, your grandeur and might, utterly fascinating. If you'll allow me to come and learn from you, I'd be more than happy to bring more food. Especially the noodles. Zephyr's eyes light up, intrigued. That doesn't seem so bad. Very well. This great Zephyr will grant you that wish. Don't forget to come tomorrow, all right? You let out a smile. You have my word. Zephyr nods, satisfied, as you make your way out of the mansion, still trying to process what just happened. Wait till Emily hears about this. Zephyr, a name meaning west wind, huh? He's adorable. He's absolutely precious. I'm gonna take him home and put him in my pocket. He's kinda cute. Oh my god. What did I just think? Hey, he's adorable. No, focus. He's a vampire, a super suspicious being. Even though the way he talks and smiles is really cute. I must be losing my mind. Did I really just strike a deal with a vampire? But, hey, at least I've escaped with my life and my blood. Still, I can't shake the feeling that something's watching me as I leave the forest. Could that incident be his doing? He seems harmless enough, but who knows if this is all an act? I should stay on guard. I could ditch the deal now that I've escaped safely. No! But the chance to get information from a real vampire? I must be insane. Is work really more important than your life, you idiot? After sneaking back into your room in the guest house, which you heard was originally Daniel's family home, you find yourself surprisingly able to sleep soundly that night. Perhaps it's due to the fatigue from traveling, your frightening experience, or the unbelievable conversation you had with a real vampire. The next day, you wake up and spend your time wandering around the village, asking questions and studying their traditions and history. I could use this as a reference in my new work, too. Well, my reason for coming here to study about the village isn't entirely a lie. Though the real reason I decided on this trip is vampires. As expected, no one mentions anything about vampires. Your thoughts begin to drift when you feel a light tap on your shoulder. Hello there, the famous writer. Would you mind signing my shirt? A familiar, lively voice. You can't help but chuckle. Emily! Emily, you're not going to believe what I found last night. Good afternoon, Emily. What's up with that kind of greeting? Just teasing you. Now that I've missed my chance for your signature, how about a walk? Emily grins, glancing toward the forest. With pleasure. Oh yeah, we're not going to talk about that priest. As if history was repeating itself, you found yourself once again walking in the forest with Emily. She must be curious about the mansion. But will Emily believe me? For me, Zephyr might just be a resource for writing, but for her, he's a suspect in her father's death, and the others too. How do I explain this? So, here it comes. Are you dating Daniel? Yeah, you won't believe it, but last night Wait, what? Emily! So, are you dating Daniel? What? No, I'm not dating your cousin. Not in the slightest. A misunderstanding. He's my acquaintance. We're just acquaintances. Really? But Daniel always talks about you. Okay. please don't make that disgusted face. Aw, poor Daniel. Just kidding. You look so tense, so I did it without thinking. Sorry. Apology not accepted. Don't joke about me and Danny's relationship. Daniel, this is all your fault. Still angry? I'm sorry, really. Her face shifts to one of concern. From your expression, I can tell something happened yesterday. You were having trouble talking about it, so I just wanted you to relax. No, you meant well. I'm the one overreacting. Well, your terrifying joke did help, I guess. After calming down, you recount what happened yesterday to Emily. Maybe it's because she's similar to Daniel. I feel like I can open up to her. So, that's how it is. It must have been a scary experience, but thank you for telling me. I'm surprised she doesn't ask, how cute was this vampire we're talking about? Emily gently pats your head, making you flustered. It's fine. He doesn't seem harmful. And I'm still alive and fine. We can't be sure. It's not that I don't trust you, Miss Ryder, but I don't trust that thing. It could all be an act. Who knows? I can't stop your love for your work, so please be careful. I don't want to lose you, Miss Ryder. Not again. Her face darkens. So, they do exist, huh? I've already denied it because no one had seen a real one. So, he was really killed by some creature from legends. Was I just pathetically clinging to some false hope? I still can't believe it. You instinctively grab her hands, trying to reassure her that you're here. There are still many possibilities, Emily, but all we can do is believe. I believe there's more to this, and you're not wrong to believe. I promise I'll be fine. You can still keep believing, Emily. There's nothing wrong with that. Isn't this a golden opportunity? Maybe he knows something about the incident. Oh yeah. Maybe we'll finally uncover the truth and avenge your father and the others. Emily smiles through her tears. Thank you, but I don't want you to get tangled up in this for my sake. Don't worry, this does benefit me. I'm in this of my own free will. And isn't it the protagonist's role to get tangled up in everything? You say with a grin. Emily lets out a soft laugh, returning to her usual self. Then I'll be your accomplice. With pleasure. Thank you again, Miss Ryder. Because of you, I have the courage to take the next step I've been afraid of all this time. It's now the time I look more into the incident. Emily flashes a sly smile. No wonder Daniel likes you so much. Hey, don't you talk about our relationship. Please stop with all the Daniel talk, I'm begging you. But really, I'm glad Daniel has such a caring acquaintance. That guy is always smiling, so we never really know if he's shouldering anything alone. Well, I'm no different from him, but I'm still glad he has a good friend by his side. Please take care of Daniel for me, will you? You sound like a character with a death flag. And you sound rude. Well, I mean, yeah. Sorry. Of course I'll take care of Dan. I'll try. You smile. After all, you and Daniel are my friends, Emily. Emily's eyes widen in surprise before she smiles brightly. Thanks. Aw, no harm. Better before Emily and Daniel. As the sun dips below the horizon, you part ways with Emily. You suggest going to the mansion together, but Emily declined, saying she would look for things in the village instead. I guess she's still not ready. The idea of meeting a real vampire would be hard for someone whose village is so afraid of them. Emily's right. I should be careful. My life is hanging by a thread now. But him so small and cute. Well, I'm only here for a few more days anyway. Gather information, stay alive, and leave this place unscathed. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Let's just save right now. Nothing could possibly... Maybe I shouldn't finish that thought. Yeah, don't. In every story, whenever someone says that, something always goes wrong. Or perhaps I should say the opposite. Oh yeah, something will definitely go wrong. Something will definitely go wrong. But then again, that line of thinking isn't great, too. Oh, we're here. Before you realize it, you've arrived at the old mansion where you had only yesterday excused yourself in haste. The orange glow of the setting sun casts an ethereal light over the abandoned structure, giving it an air of haunting beauty and mysterious allure. You knock. As expected, no answer. You let yourself in, like a moth drawn to a flame, knowingly stepping into the jaws of a trap. Well, nothing could possibly go wrong, right? Hey, I said that in my head. Narrator, don't say the forbidden line. Yeah, me. At me. You call out for Zephyr, but there's no response. Shake some noodles. Shake a bag of noodles. As you explore, the mansion, bathed in the warm light of sunset, feels like an entirely different place from yesterday's cold, dark tomb. You find yourself in a room that looks to be a library, with thousands of old books lining the shelves, each one thick with dust. You wander through the room in awe. This place is a treasure trove for someone like you. And there, in the middle of the room, lies a man sleeping soundly on the sofa. Zephyr. You step closer to look. His face, bathed in the warm light, looks defenseless and childlike. So peaceful. Who would have imagined a vampire, of all beings, sleeping on a sofa instead of a coffin? I thought vampires hate sunlight, turning to dust at its touch. Well, Zephyr is a special case, so I suppose normal rules don't apply to him. Is he really a vampire? You wonder about that sometimes. Or are you just a weird kid who likes to put fangs in his mouth? He looks harmless like this. He's even smiling in his sleep. What could he be dreaming about? A vampire who could have killed 6 people. Could it have been someone else? Any other vampires? He's sleeping so soundly, I'd feel bad waking him. Then again, what if he wakes up angry and attacks me? Better to explore the library a bit while he sleeps. Leaving Zephyr undisturbed, you delve into the shelves. You look around in awe for a while. Dark magic? A particular book catches your eye. Its cover is slightly less dust-covered than the others. Let's see. Rituals for binding souls, summoning demons, and a ritual for eternal life? The text, written in ancient curling script, sends a shiver down your spine. A life extended must be paid with lives, innocent blood offered to the Dark Lord, for only one who feeds the hungry earth shall succeed. Could this be real? First vampires, now dark magic. I wonder if I could borrow some of these books. You come across a series of books, written by Frank S.? Frank Scott? The legendary writer? How did his works get here? I thought it all vanished with him centuries ago. Your heart skips a beat as the name sinks in. Frank Scott is a legendary writer who vanished centuries ago along with all of his works, leaving behind only his fame and a trail of mysteries. But what you hold now seems to be proof of his existence. That's my father's. A familiar voice, yet hoarse and chilling, echoes behind you, sending a cold dread through your veins. The warmth of sunset is gone, replaced by the inky darkness of night. A hot breath touches the back of your neck. You can't help but tremble. You're shaking. What's wrong, human? Emily's warning blazes through your mind. Wait, did he just say... What do you mean, that's your father's? You whirl around in panic, not thinking, and accidentally collide with him. Ow! Ah, that hurt. Zephyr collapses to the floor, clutching his head in pain. Aww. The fear that had gripped you began to ebb away, replaced by a sense of guilt. Aw. Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just surprised. I'm very sorry for going through your books without asking, sir. Ah, you're here, human. I missed you. Oh, thank you for missing me. The pleasure is all mine. More like he misses the noodles, I suppose. He learns how to use a phone, and the only thing he texts you is, "Send nudes." As in noodles. Anyway, by your father's, you mean he owned this, or... Nope, he wrote it. Eh? My father's Frank Scott. Eh? You're making a funny face, human. So, Frank was a vampire? He's not dead? No, father's not a vampire. He's fully human. Then that makes you half vampire, half human? A dhampir? But mother said I'm a vampire, a mighty and noble one at that. But you have human blood in your veins. Now that explains why you're so unvampire-like. I'm not unvampire-like. I'm just special. Aww. Like a child trying to prove a point. Zephyr's frown quickly melts into a warm, relieved smile. Oh, you're not shaking anymore. Feel better, human? He really isn't vampire-like. More caring than I thought. This is bad. I'm weak to this kind of person. He's so adorable. You clear your throat. Yeah, I brought some noodles. I'll quickly make them, so just wait a moment, sir. Zephyr. No more sir. You're helping me, so we're equals now. Just call me Zephyr. Ah, this is definitely bad. Emily, looks like your warnings are going completely ignored. Well, I will be careful. After finishing your meal, you begin to ask Zephyr the questions that have been lingering in your mind. Now that you know he's a dhampir, everything seems to make more sense. Aw, so I suppose... you tolerate the sunlight? So I suppose you can tolerate sunlight? Yeah, this way I can play outside with father. We used to play hide-and-seek all the time while mother's sleeping. So, is his mom a vampire? I see. Used to. I suppose if Frank's a human, then... You can eat regular food instead of blood? Ah, yes, of course. Phew, at least he won't be after my blood. Oops, said that out loud, didn't I? Yeah, I won't. You need not worry. Thank you. You're 1 or 2 centuries old. So, they really are immortal. But immortal means to live forever, not unable to be killed. The most classic one would be piercing a wooden stake into a vampire's heart or chest. Why are you contemplating on how to kill this cutie pie? Technically, I've lived my life for about 26, 27 years. Well, I did sleep for 1 or 2 centuries, so that counts too. You slept? I mean... His expression darkens, shadows casting over his face. His face was somewhat gloomy. Around the time my father died, the hunters became too many, too relentless, so Mother and I decided to enter a deep slumber. I've only been awake for a few weeks, before meeting you, human. I was supposed to wake up when Mother did, but something went wrong. No matter how much I tried, Mother wouldn't wake up. So now I'm just waiting, hoping she'll awaken on her own. Cries in remembering Cardamom from Bee and Puppy Cat. I see. I'm sorry about your father, and your mother's situation, too. Huh? There's nothing to be sorry for. It's true I wished we could all live together forever, but Mother always said that love means understanding each other. We knew Father couldn't stay with us for long, so we made sure our time together was full of joy. Father died with a smile. He said he was content with his life. And I'm sure Mother will be proud when I show her how independent I've become on my own. She sure will. It sounds like you had a wonderful family. I did. You smile lightly. Thank you for answering, Zephyr. I'm glad to be of help. If what Zephyr says is true, then he couldn't have been the one responsible for the incident 15 years ago. I'm relieved. Narrows my eyes from Zephyr. I can't deny it now, can I? That I've grown fond of him, this mythical creature who should be feared. I've only just met him, and yet Am I too quick to trust? But, Zephyr, what's wrong, human? You seem deep in thought. Oh, I was just thinking that, I've grown fond of you. Little baby. I will cook for you, little baby, and you will be my child. I might have grown too fond of you. Huh? What? Fond? You're treating me like a dog. Well, him being a dog is more convincing than a vampire. You're not denying it. He's sulking. Sorry. I'm sorry. Of course not. How could you be a dog, noble and mighty Mr. Zephyr? I shall forgive you this time, human. Cute. Never mind me. Let's get back to business. You cough, trying to regain your composure, before flipping through your notes. Then you remember how frightening it was when Zephyr suddenly appeared behind you. Hey, I know you're half human, but you wouldn't possibly suddenly try to attack me, would you? What am I even asking? Well, I doubt if he would be able to even harm anything. I don't know. I'm too biased, aren't I? Huh? What are you asking? Of course I wouldn't. Mother said harming an innocent human is like harming one of Father's friends, and Father would be sad. And I wouldn't want that. Besides, I really, really like you a lot. So don't worry. I'll never do anything to harm you, human. I promise. Your cheeks suddenly grow hotter as you stare at his smile. Oh, I see. Anyway, next question. I'll try my best to answer your questions. You can't help but chuckle softly at his eagerness. Thanks, Zephyr. The conversation flows easily between you two as you learn about the world of vampires from Zephyr. Surprisingly, they're not just some kind of monsters lurking in the dark. Vampires have lives and families they cherish. Well, they still need to drink blood, but they usually get it from hospitals or buy animal blood instead. Maybe vampires aren't the monsters they're made out to be. So what happened to those 6 people? But then, who could have been behind the incident? You shake your head slightly. Zephyr could also be saying lies, but I can understand something from listening. He was raised with such unconditional love that it's no wonder. He shines so brightly. Oh, it can't possibly be him. By the way, there's a village just outside this forest. I'm staying there for now. Is that so? Yeah, just in case of an emergency, you can find me there. Just don't let anyone see you or find out you're half vampire, all right? Is something wrong? No, it's just... humans don't like me, right? A vampire. It's a given, isn't it? That's... Zephyr, look at me. Sure, people don't like vampires. They've hunted and killed their loved ones, after all. But Zephyr, you're not one of those vampires. You're Zephyr. A dhampir who's so innocent and harmless that I'm honestly afraid you won't survive in this scary world. Well, at least I, a human like you, whether you're a vampire, a dhampir, or whatever else you are, you're Zephyr. So don't worry. In this world, besides your parents, there's me, someone who likes you for who you are. And I'm sure once they get to know you, others will feel the same. I could introduce you to my friend if she's okay with it. Emily. My friend is really kind. She's a little bit hostile towards vampires, but I'm sure meeting you will change her mind. You seem to like her a lot, human. Oh, well, she's pretty likable. I see. I'd like to meet her as well. Sure. I'll ask her. See? Don't worry, Zephyr. Thank you, human. My pleasure. Also, maybe stop calling me human. You both decide to call it a day, or perhaps a night. As you walk back through the forest, you hum softly to yourself. I should teach him to cook for himself, or maybe try introducing him to the villagers. Changing their opinions about vampires would be hard, though. I worry about him when I leave. Or maybe ask him to come with. No, that's impossible. Zephyr's still a vampire. The city's too dangerous for him. And he wouldn't leave behind his home just for me. You stop in your tracks. I'm going back soon anyway. Better not get attached. I'll just make sure he's okay when I'm gone. When did my goal shift from gathering information to caring for him? I should tell Emily tomorrow that Zephyr isn't the one responsible for the incident. But does that mean another vampire is? Or maybe even another creature we don't know about. This is bad. The real culprit might still be out there. You shake off the thought, deciding to rest for the night. A low groan echoed through the darkness, like a beast wrestling with their instinct. Nails dragged across the wooden floor, scratching, trembling, desperate. Breaths came in ragged gasps, heavy and uneven, filling the air with tension. The whisper broke the silence, soft but jagged, as if torn from a throat. Blood. Morning comes, and your first task is to find Emily. Emily better not be harmed. Emily better be okay. I better not find her dead in her room. I will cry. I will cry on camera. Yet, as you search, she's nowhere to be found. You ask around, hoping for any sign of her. That girl running around again? I thought she'd stopped. Why not try the church, Miss Ryder? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that priest. The priest father. You still don't know anything about him. Why not try the church, Miss Ryder? Emily used to go there to pray. Maybe you'll find her there. And if you do, tell her to come see me. I need her to run an errand. You nod, making your way to the village church. It's a modest building, but well cared for. A place that radiates devotion. Inside, the silence is heavy, almost sacred. Narrows eyes at Father Gabriel. Ah, Miss Ryder, what brings you here? Something troubling you? Not exactly. I was just looking for Emily. Has she been here? Not to my knowledge. Oh, I see. You seem to have grown fond of her. Yes, she's someone anyone could easily grow fond of. Emily Jones, a bright, curious girl. I've watched her grow since she was a child. She's beloved by all, yet fate hasn't been kind to her. Are you referring to the incident? I see you've heard. It's a sorrowful thing, but there's nothing we can do. His eyes, filled with years of burden, betray the depths of his grief. Father Gabriel, I understand your village has suffered much because of those creatures, but if, hypothetically, there was a chance, a slim one, that there could be a creature among them, kind and gentle, a being not so different from us, would you and the villagers be able to accept such a creature? I don't like the way his eyes just changed. Hypothetically. You have a compassionate heart, Miss Ryder. I, too, once believed in such a possibility, but that belief costs me dearly. Even if one seems kind to you, how can you be certain it won't harm others, those you love? No one can fully suppress their nature, child. We must protect our loved ones, whatever the cost.
I understand. Thank you, Father Gabriel. I'll continue looking for Emily.
No need for thanks. God always has time to listen. Father Gabriel gives you a warm smile. He's not doing anything suspicious. But I'm suspicious. His warm smile offers some comfort, yet the weight of the village's tragic past lingers in your thoughts. You can only hope that one day they might see Zephyr for who he truly is, rather than what he is. After an entire day of searching, Emily remains elusive. You decide to visit Zephyr instead. Securing your backpack, you head towards the forest, but before you enter, you spot the very person you've been searching for. Oh, thank goodness.
Emily, where have you been?
But something about her is different. She's biting her thumb, lost in thought, barely noticing your presence. You call out again.
Yes. Oh, it's you. What's wrong? Are you all right? Oh, I'm fine. Just...
She hesitates, her face pale and troubled.
It's just... Oh, never mind. You're going to the mansion?
Yes. Want to come along?
Oh, maybe tomorrow. Today I have somewhere else to be.
Her anxious demeanor unsettles you. She keeps glancing around as if expecting something or someone. Suddenly, her eyes widen in fear.
See you then.
Are you sure? I'm not in a rush if you...
No, I'm fine. I should hurry.
Oh, at least she's not torn to ribbons. Before you can stop her, she hurries away, leaving you standing there, concerned. You let it go, unaware of how deeply you'll regret that decision. Hey, I had no choice there. Hey, buddy. Later, you find yourself with Zephyr, hoping he might shed some light on the incident, though it seems he knows as little as you do. You ask him about the possibility of other vampires being around, but he confirmed with a sniff that there are none. Unless we're dealing with something else. It seems digging deeper into this mystery will be a tough task. You wonder if Emily has uncovered anything in the village. Her behavior earlier still bothers you, but you try to not dwell on it too much. You continue talking with Zephyr. He's very eager to answer any questions you have. You let out a chuckle. Zephyr's been staring at your face for a while now.
You laughed, human. I like your smile. It suits you. I think it suits you better, Zephyr.
Well, never mind that. Next question. I'm supposed to be writing on my book. You quickly move on, trying to hide the warmth creeping into your cheeks. You know, we've come a long way, Zephyr. You quickly change the subject. I mean, at first, I was really afraid of you. Honestly, I was still a bit wary until yesterday. I mean, you're a vampire, or well, a dhampir. But you don't act like one. You eat noodles and you don't even drink blood. So now I'm not afraid of you anymore. In fact, I think I'm starting to like you more and more. Zephyr remains silent, a rare occurrence. You notice his eyes seem to hold a hint of red flickering in the dim light. Did I say too much? I should mention my leaving. Oh, yeah. Zephyr's voice, usually so lively, takes on an unsettling tone. Tell me, human. If I were to start craving blood and try to kill you, if I lost control and slaughtered everyone you care about, if I became exactly what you fear, would you still smile at me? Why you gotta say it like that, Zephyr? It's scary. What's with these questions? I mean, If you tried to kill me, I'd be scared. Of course I would. And if you hurt the people I care about, yes, I'd be terrified. I see. But that's just a hypothetical, right? I know you're not like that. How well do you really know me? Before you can react, Zephyr leans in close, his hands gripping the arms of your chair, caging you in. His hot breath brushes your face, sending a shiver down your spine. The last time you felt this was when he appeared behind you, silent and swift. Huh? Zephyr, you're acting weird. Zephyr blinks, snapping out of whatever had taken a hold of him. He jumps back, guilt flooding his features. Sorry, human. I haven't been sleeping well. Please leave for today. I need to rest. Oh, sorry if I bothered you. Take care, okay? I'll be fine. Now, go. The door closes behind you with a soft click, leaving Zephyr alone in the mansion's eerie silence. What's going on today? Emily and Zephyr are both acting strange. It's like I'm the one who doesn't know what's happening. I don't like this feeling. I'll confront them tomorrow. Know me, huh? The red in those eyes deepens, darkening as he watches a figure disappear from view. The next morning, chaos greets you like a nightmare. Shoot, who said the forbidden word? Who said what could possibly go wrong? I know someone said it, and then everything went wrong. The village is buzzing with panic, voices overlapping in a growing wave of hysteria. Heart pounding, you rush outside to find a crowd gathered, their faces pale with fear. Your breath catches in your throat as you push through the mass of bodies. Emily! Oh, Zephyr, did you do this? He's gonna be upset. And then you see it. A body, lifeless, lying still. The skin is as pale as paper, marred by bite marks on the delicate neck. The familiar face frozen in an expression that will haunt you forever. Emily, no, my baby, no. Mrs. Jones' wails pierce the air, her sobs shaking her entire body as she clutches Emily's lifeless form. A monster. It's back. The monster's here to kill us all again, just like 15 years ago. We're going to die. Panic spreads like wildfire, and you feel your blood run cold. You stand there, trembling, unable to move. The village descends into chaos. All you can do is watch, and very quickly and quietly pack your bags and get back on the train. Helpless. The police arrive swiftly, trying to restore order, but their presence does little to ease the growing tension. They conduct their investigation, but with no leads, and no evidence beyond the brutal bite marks. Their hands are tied, and you can tell from their expressions that they want nothing to do with Neverhill any longer. In a place like Neverhill, there's only one course of action left. Burn the body immediately. And so Emily's body is taken, and within hours the flames consume the last remnants of her. But I can't use the song In the Arms of the Angel anymore because it got copyrighted. Well, fine, I'll say it myself. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here. Emily, what am I gonna tell Daniel? This isn't right. I was here for happy Halloween fun times and writing my Halloween book. And now my friend is dead, and my other friend might be responsible.
Mrs. Jones, please reconsider. We need to investigate. This can't be all there is.
You think I don't know what I'm doing?
What's there to find out?
What would you know? We've tried everything last time, and it was useless.
Mrs. Jones,
It's already been like this, and it was fine until you. You came here and said the V word. Until an outsider like you came. You said you wanted to learn about the traditions, but all you were interested in was the vampires. You started digging into things that should have been left buried. I mean, he was already up when I got here.
No, I didn't mean...
You brought this upon us. You and your obsession with vampires. Listen, lady, I care too, but you know what? I could just leave. I could just leave you with all this. You dragged Emily into it, and now she's gone. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have let you in here in the first place. Are you satisfied now? Is this enough for one of your stories? Ooh. The eyes of the villagers turn on you, cold and accusing. Listen here, guys. I wanted to help, but I can just leave. Go back to the internet and my PS5s. You try to speak, but the words die in your throat. You can barely breathe under the weight of their stares. Overwhelmed, you turn and run, escaping those suffocating eyes, those voices echoing in your mind. You can't face the mansion that day. You can't face anything. When am I gonna tell Danielle? It's been days since Emily's death, and the village has fallen into a heavy, oppressive silence. The lively atmosphere is gone, replaced by a suffocating gloom that hangs over everything like a dark cloud. Emily's body is burnt, and life seems to continue, but you lock yourself away, consumed by guilt and grief. You haven't spoken to Mrs. Jones since that day, though she still leaves food at your door, even as she deals with her own unimaginable loss. I don't want to process anything anymore. You glance around the room, your eyes landing on the old guest house's landline phone. Oh, I forgot to leave Daniel a message. My phone didn't have a signal, and with everything that happened, I just forgot. Danielle, I'm sorry, your cousin. With trembling hands, you dial his number, but it goes to voicemail. You try again, but there's no answer. Finally, you leave a message, your voice cracking under the strain of holding back tears. Hey, Dan. I'm sorry I didn't call earlier. Your words come out broken, barely holding back the flood of emotion. Things have been really bad. Emily's gone. She's gone, and I don't know what to do. Tears spill down your cheeks as you clutch the phone like a lifeline. I don't know if it really was a vampire or what, but Zephyr, I don't want to believe it was him. What should I do, Dan? Please tell me what to do. Pouring out all of the fear, the guilt, the helplessness that's been eating away at you. You're crying now, really crying, and it feels like the weight of the world is crushing your chest. I want to... You want to go home? Or you want to know the truth? I want to go home. Pack your bags, get back on the train. They don't want to hear your insight, so let's go back home. You collapse, sobbing onto the phone. I want to go home. Please, I don't want to think anymore. Can I just run away? Am I bad for wanting that? I'm not some main character in a novel or game. I'm just a human. Please, someone, help me. You crumble into yourself, trembling, your sobs shaking the quiet room. For a long while, there's only silence. The phone is ringing. Dan! Still crouched in the corner, you stare at it, dazed. The call cuts off, but then it rings again, persistent. Finally, with trembling hands, you pick it up again. Ah, you finally picked up.
Daniel's voice, warm with concern, cuts through the haze. But it's getting harder to breathe, and your emotions, barely held in check, threaten to break loose again. What do you even say to him? What if he asks if you're okay? Of course you're not. What if he asks about what happened? How could you possibly explain? How will he feel? Will he even believe you?
Can you wait for me? I'll be there to pick you up in 3 or 4 hours. The traffic right now.
His voice cuts through your spiraling thoughts. You blink, stunned. He's coming here because I said I wanted to go home? Why? What about your work?
The meeting can wait. You're more important.
You bite your lip, feeling a pang of guilt. Daniel, I think you're gonna get upgraded from just acquaintance soon. Dan, about Emily, she's...
You don't have to. I've heard.
Daniel cuts you off. His voice is rough, like he's been crying. Your heart clenches. You heard?
I called Auntie after I got your voicemail. She told me. I can't believe they didn't even think to tell me.
He pauses.
I'm also sorry about what Auntie said to you.
Everything you've been holding back crashes over you, an unstoppable wave. No, she's right. Maybe it is my fault after all. I shouldn't have come here in the first place. I had you recommend this place because of my own selfishness. And because of me, Emily. Sadness, guilt, confusion, hopelessness, they all surge up, choking you. The way the villagers' eyes changed, your trust in Zephyr crumbling, piece by piece, like a sandcastle washed away by a storm. I mentioned her. I told him about the village. Everything was fine until He was acting weird. He was asking all this stuff. Your voice shakes as the thought that haunts you pushes forward, unbidden. And Emily, if I had asked her what was wrong that day, maybe she wouldn't. Deep inside, you know you're not to blame, but the thought refuses to leave. The weight of Emily's death is too much. It's all your fault. It really is all my...
No, it's not, and it will never be. If you say it's your fault one more time, I'm really going to get mad, okay? If anyone's to blame, it should be me for bringing you into all this. It's my hometown after all.
No, it was me who wanted it. You didn't have anything to do with this.
Exactly, and neither did you.
But... You struggle to find words, but he cuts you off again.
Nah, no buts.
Your throat tightens. Daniel has always been like this, and it only makes you feel worse. How must he be feeling right now? He's doing his best to comfort you, and yet you're not even brave enough to utter more about Zephyr. You went there, to that abandoned mansion of a vampire. You started this. Hey, Emily is the one who brought me there. This little secret of you and Emily. Daniel doesn't even know about all the details of his cousin's death, and here you are, throwing all of your pain and confusion into him. I'm the worst.
What did I just say?
But I'm treating you like a trash can, dumping all my anxiety, my helplessness onto you without even considering how you feel? You must be so confused and lost, and yet
Shh. Take a deep breath, okay? 1, 2.
I'm being serious right now. You hear him chuckle faintly.
So am I. Honestly, I'm still confused myself. Emily, she was someone I could call a sister. My very important sister. After our families fought over their beliefs, my family moved away, taking me with them. Emily was the only one who even tried to keep in touch with me.
His voice softens.
But please, don't forget, you're important to me too. And my top priority right now is you. You asked if it's bad to run away from everything, right? I don't know the answer either, but if you want to run, I'll take your hand and run with you. I don't mind being your trash can or your dumpster, just when I get there.
His voice cracked slightly.
Promise you'll be there to comfort me.
You break down again, the tears flowing uncontrollably. I hate you and that cheesy male lead speech so much. But you don't hang up. The silence that follows is calming, almost comforting, and it wraps around you like a soft protective blanket until Daniel arrives. When he does, he offers you his hand, pulling you from the pit of despair you were trapped in. His grip is trembling, but firm, trying to reassure you that somehow everything will be okay. You return to your normal life, leaving the memories of Neverhill buried deep within your heart. Whether it was Emily or Zephyr, you pushed them both far down, locking them away. It was the only way you could keep moving forward. Daniel never asked about it. He never spoke of it again. In the end, you both ran away. And you never looked back. Except me. I'm gonna look back. Zephyr? Zephyr, you didn't. It wasn't you. Although I have the strong feeling as well. Let's get back in there. If I say I want to know the truth, does anything different happen? I want to know the truth. Is there a third party? Is one of my friends lying to me? Are there some shenanigans and foul feet afoot?
It's not my feet, I just washed them. No.
I want to know the truth. Your voice trembles slightly as you speak, but you press on. I don't want to be the oblivious one anymore. You reflect for a moment, replaying the events in your mind. The way Emily was acting the day before, the odd behavior from Zephyr, his strange questions, the way he seemed off. Everything seems to point at him, the one with the blood of a vampire. Since that day, your trust in him has begun to crumble piece by piece. But deep down, something doesn't sit right with you. I'm still looking at that priest. Maybe because it's Zephyr in the story, not some vampire. I started this. Then I'll be the one to end it as well. Whether it's Zephyr or not, you need to know what exactly happened. Dan, I need to go somewhere. You take a deep breath, guilt rising in your chest. And I'm sorry for using you as my emotional trash can. You glance at the clock. Daniel should still be at work. He had mentioned being busy this week. The thoughts made you pause, swallowing the emotion still lingering in your throat. Ah, and don't you dare leave work behind for me. You seem like the type who would. Ask for leave properly and come visit Emily. Your voice softens. She would be overjoyed to see her brother. Talk to you later, okay? You can scold me as much as you like when we do meet again. You let a small, wry smile touch your lips as you end the voicemail. As the tears finally subside, a strange sense of clarity washes over you. The fog in your mind begins to lift, replaced with something sharper, something clearer. A burning need to uncover the truth, no matter how terrifying it might be. You wipe your eyes, your resolve solidifying. Let's go in the church and take some pictures of that priest. Your gaze drifts around the room one last time until it settles on the wooden stake Father Gabriel gave you the day Emily died. For protection, he said. You pick it up, feeling its weight in your hands. A wave of determination surges through you. I won't run away anymore. Clenching the stake tightly, you step out of the guest house, your footsteps purposeful as you head towards the mansion. The only place where you might find the answers you desperately seek. I need to know the truth. Zephyr!
The mansion is as dark as it was the day you first arrived. The air feels thick, suffocating, as if it's bracing for something terrible. Zephyr? Zephyr! Little buddy who might not be my buddy no more. Your voice echoes in the stillness, swallowed by the darkness. I can barely see anything. Can you hear me, Zephyr? Silence answers. The emptiness presses down on you, making your heart race faster. You step deeper into the gloom. Is he still asleep? Zephyr, I need to ask you something. Your words trail off, fragile like they could shatter in the air. Still, nothing, just the void staring back at you. Zephyr? Zephyr, is that you? Hopefully it's not your mom. A low, guttural growl slices through the air, primal and fierce. Oh! Oh no! Suddenly, a shadow lunges from the darkness. Zephyr. He pins you to the ground with inhuman strength, his eyes burning crimson, wild with hunger. You just ate. What you coming after me for? Zephyr! I can't move. His grip is iron. His hands clamp down on your wrists, holding you still as his fangs gleam in the faint light. He's not the person you know. He's something else now. Something dangerous. Blood. His eyes, they're glowing red. His eyes are glowing red and stuff. Glowing red stuff is always bad. Everybody knows that. Panic crashes into you like a tidal wave. You thrash, trying to break free, but his hold is relentless. Every movement makes the cold realization sink deeper. Zephyr! His growls deepen, vibrating in your chest as his face inches closer to your neck. What's wrong with him? Fear grips your throat. Your mind races, flashes of Emily, her body. Could he have done this to her too? Could he have killed Emily like this? Your last piece of trust and hope in him turned to dust. The thought stabs through you, sharp and cold. Zephyr's once gentle eyes now burn with something feral. This isn't the Zephyr you know, or maybe it always was. Was everything so far just an act? You can feel his hot breath on your skin, the weight of his body pressing you down. This is it. If he bites you, there's no going back. The thought blazes in your mind. You're going to die. This time, for sure. Adrenaline floods your veins. With a desperate surge of strength, you wrench your arm free, pushing him back just enough to escape his hold. Your hand finds the stake, your last hope. It's trembling in your grip. You have no choice. You raise the stake. This is the only way. It's the only way. Why is there a 4 and a 33? Stab him? Now hold on a second. Is it? Is it really the only way? Is it? Is it the only way? I guess it is. They said it twice. Stab him. You hesitate, your heart thundering in your chest, every beat echoing louder than the next. You drive the stake forward with all your might. Ah! Zephyr's scream is animalistic, filled with agony. Well, yes, that's the sound anyone would make if you just put a piece of wood in their chest. His body convulses, his grip loosening as he stumbles backwards, clutching his chest. Blood, his blood, seeps from the wound as his voice falters. His eyes lock onto yours. I'm sorry, baby, but you kind of killed people. We can't have that. There is a flash of something human in them. Regret, pain. Human?
His voice is faint now, fragile. You freeze, staring in horror as the crimson glow in his eyes begins to dim. Zephyr! His body collapses to the ground, slowly turning to dust. The silence that follows is suffocating, deafening. You drop the stake, your legs trembling beneath you. The world around you feels like it's spinning, your mind struggling to process what you've just done. He's gone. The words barely escape your lips, but they don't feel real.
That felt way too easy.
What have I done?
The weight of your actions crashes into you all at once. You've killed him. You killed Zephyr.
I killed him.
The realization is like ice in your veins. You can't breathe. You can't think. You let out a scream, a primal, heart-wrenching cry, as tears flood your vision.
You killed him.
The words loop in your mind,
You killed him.
a relentless chat that drowns everything else out.
You killed him.
You fall forward, sobbing uncontrollably. The mansion, once a place of terror, now feels eerily empty, devoid of life, haunted by the ghost of what you've just done. You stumble out of the mansion, legs weak, body shaking, your mind numb. Every step feels heavier than the last.
I killed a vampire. But not just any vampire. I killed Zephyr.
The memory of his final moments replays in your head over and over again, each time feeling like a new wound being opened. You cared for him, and now he's gone.
We had nudes together.
By your hand. Suddenly, a sharp pressure grips your face. A cloth covers your mouth, and everything fades into darkness. What? In that split second before you lose consciousness, one final devastating thought strikes you.
It wasn't Zephyr after all.
I knew it!
He might not have been the one who killed Emily.
I knew it!
And now,
you'll never know. Ah! Oomst! It's the priest, isn't it? Eh?
I see you found two endings. Congratulations.
But you do know there's a third ending, right? Zephyr isn't the culprit. You need to help him. Listen closely. That major decision, they tricked you into thinking it was the only choice. It comes down to whether you run out of patience, or they do. No matter what happens, please don't kill him. Please wait until the end.
Oh, no, I need to leave before they realize I'm here to tell you this. Good luck, Miss Writer.
Aha! That 433! I knew it! What does this mean? I saw it! Alright. What does this 433 mean? I'm not pressing nothing. We're just going to stare here lovingly into each other's eyes as we struggle. "433" is an actual music composition composed by American experimental composer John Cage in 1952. In order to play this piece, performers are instructed to not play their instruments at all. That's right. It's completely silent. The conductor stays his hand in the silence position. Not a woodwind is blown, not a drum is beat, not a violin is bowed, and all electric guitars go unshredded. So people just stand there and do nothing? Yes. Why the heck would that dude write a piece of music like that? That's stupid. You might be thinking, just like I was thinking. How pretentious, like calling a banana taped to a canvas a work of art. But that's not truly what 433 is. At first, I thought it was basically a moment of silence, like when mourning or honoring something. No one moves, no one breathes, no one makes any noise at all. But the thing is, we are always making noise. We are breathing, swallowing, fidgeting, shuffling, politely excusing oneself to go to the bathroom while holding up one finger and trying not to bump anybody in the face. That is 433. It's the music that naturally surrounds you. I read a story in my half an hour of research of a performance John Cage did where some people who were so insulted by the silence that they accidentally banged loud instruments in the back rows. When apologized to for the racket, John allegedly said that that was the best performance of 433 he had ever heard. I watched a video by Caleb Luke titled John Cage's 433 Explained, The Music of Silence, which expertly helped me understand and appreciate this piece. I highly recommend this video if you're curious. There'll be a link in the description to it. He also explains how this music is on Spotify, but it's not as John Cage intended. You see, on Spotify, you're listening to someone else's background music, not your own, not hearing the music that's around you, whether it's your own heartbeat or the heartbeat of the cute vampire in front of you that you're trying not to kill. Oh, did someone get impatient? Did someone challenge my infinite well of patience? Why are you not choosing? This is the only way, you know. Either you stab him, or you die from his fangs. What? It's not him, you say? How can you be so sure, I wonder? Or did a little bird tell you about this? I had a feeling. I had like a slight feeling that all I had to do was wait. Was that 4 minutes? I don't really know. I'll have to check with the editor, Espoir. Very well. I don't like when the words "very well" appear on a black screen, so let me just save. Let me just save real quick. Then let's see it, shall we? The truth you've been trying so hard to find. The true ending of this you've been seeking. Hope you enjoy, then. What am I gonna do about my buddy? I can't possibly kill Zephyr, let alone hurt him. Even now, I believe in him. Your grip on the stake loosens, and it clatters to the floor. Huh? I'm still alive? Oh, Zephyr! Human! Run! Go! Quick! Ugh. His body trembles as he fights against his bloodlust, fangs barred, eyes pleading for you to leave and save yourself. He's biting himself. How could I leave him when he's in such a state? Hey, you know, I read somewhere that a vampire's bloodthirst can be stopped if they get just the right amount of blood. Zephyr shakes his head, struggling to maintain control. I don't know if that works for Dampiers or not, but I guess it's worth a try. So, take my blood if you need to. Just stop hurting yourself, please. Zephyr shakes his head harder, tears forming in his eyes. You gently caress his face. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll kick you in the gut if you take too much. Just don't take too much, okay? Ooh. Suddenly, Zephyr bites down on your hand, deep and hard. The pain is intense, almost unbearable, but the tears that wet your hand won't stop. Good boy. We'll be fine. Believe me. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Say something, will you? We just had a moment. I'm sorry. No, not that. I've heard your apologies enough. To your surprise, you haven't died from losing blood.
Zephyr, fully regaining his usual self after taking your blood, bursts into tears and hurriedly treats your wound. It would be a lie to say it didn't hurt, but I survived, and I'm still fine. Just the right amount for a blood donation, perhaps. I'm lucky he's holding back. But I tried to kill you. Well, you tried, but you didn't succeed. I'm still here. In fact, I should be more concerned about you losing all that fluid from crying. Zephyr sniffles. I'm really fine, but I still wonder. I thought Dampiers don't need to drink blood. I can't speak for others, but I still crave blood from time to time. Right, you're special. Please. My mother used to mix some animal blood into my drinks, so I managed. But since I woke up, I haven't had any. I knew you'd misunderstand it, and I couldn't bring myself to tell you. You'd definitely be afraid of me, and detest me. And you were afraid I wouldn't bring you food anymore? Not that. I just wanted to be with you for as long as I could. Even one more day would be enough. I missed you, human. Zephyr, I'm sorry I was late, but I'm here now. You explain everything that has happened to Emily and the village over the past few days. So that's what's happened. Tears pour down his face, worse than before. Come on, why are you crying again? You pat his head gently. Now I feel bad for even suspecting you in the first place. Without warning, he pulls you into a hug, his tears soaking your clothes. I'm sorry for not being there for you, human. It must have been hard. Sorry. You can cry if you want, just don't suppress it inside. Oh, I've cried more than enough. And I feel like you're crying in my stead for all of my tears. You caress his back, patting it gently. Thank you. That's just what I needed. You lean into the embrace, feeling an overwhelming sense of relief. In his arms, you feel like you've found a safe zone, a place to let go of all your worries. But there's no way I did that. He pulls back once he's calmed down, but still refuses to let go of you. Do you also think it's me? The vampire? No, I don't. I believe you. Hey, human. I saw you had a stake. Why didn't you use it on me? Well, I tried that, and I felt bad, so I went back in time. I couldn't. It's as simple as that. You're a strange human. More like a kind human. I believe you can't harm anyone, not a vampire like you. But I did hurt you. If it's about my hand, I've already said it's fine. See? The bleeding has stopped. What's wrong? As I thought, it still hurt. I'm so sorry. No. What's this? What's this mark near the bite? Oh, that's a vampire mark. A vampire mark? When we drink blood from our prey, a unique mark is left on them. There did not seem to be such a mark upon Emily's person. It's to warn others. We can be quite possessive of our prey. You breathe quickly, realizing the truth. Do all vampires leave a mark on every prey they fed on? If this is true, what if the priest isn't a vampire? What if he's a werewolf? He's a werewolf. Or something else. Yes? Then Emily wasn't killed by a vampire. Her body didn't have this kind of mark, only an ordinary bite mark. Someone must have set this up to make it look like a vampire did it. Or maybe somebody just took a pitchfork and jabbed it into her already dead body. Human, are you okay? What's going on? I've solved the case. You didn't solve anything. I've solved the case. I need a favor, Zephyr. The real culprit is still in the village. You quickly leave the forest, moving as fast as your legs can carry you. Emily's case wasn't caused by some mythical creature. I need to act quickly.
Is this before or after we burnt her body? And also, who chloroformed me in the last ending? Suddenly, a piece of cloth smothers your face, cutting off your breath. Ah! Your vision darkens, and soon everything fades to black. How do they know that I know now? You wake up in a dimly lit room, your vision blurry as you stare at the cold, unyielding ceiling above. A throbbing pain pulses through your skull, and your limbs feel unnaturally heavy. It doesn't take long for you to realize your arms and legs are bound to a rock-hard bed. The culprit sure acted fast. Yeah, how did they know that I knew? I see you've woken up. Whomst is the voice that is going to get punched in the gut for making me kill my friend. Voice, kind, yet strangely familiar, cuts through the still air. A familiar face bends down, entering your field of vision. Father Gabriel. I knew it. I knew it! Never trust a pretty priest. You don't seem as surprised as I thought you'd be. Your reaction is disappointing, Miss Ryder. If you're the culprit, then everything makes sense now. He chuckles. But he's not a vampire, though. So, writing books turns you into a detective, does it? Oh, yeah, actually, kinda, yeah. You were behind the incident 15 years ago. Oh, wait, wasn't there a book about immortality and the blood of the innocent? He's not a vampire, he's just an immortal human!
I've connected the two dots.
I've figured it out! I've connected the dots! You knew corpses bitten by vampires were burned immediately, leaving no trace for further investigation. That's why you blamed it on the vampires. Such a vivid imagination. I'm not done. Eternal life, isn't it? To think you'd know about that. I underestimated you. I really don't want to kill you, you know. But you know too much. An outsider's death would cause an uproar, but sadly, you've left me no choice. How could you? At that time, his voice darkens, dripping with sorrow. I was diagnosed with a rare disease. Incurable. The doctors, my friends, my family, everyone gave up on me. It wasn't fair, don't you understand? Then God guided me. I found the book, The Ritual for Eternal Life. So I killed them. It's their fault for being fools, believing in vampire nonsense, never suspecting me. You're just selfish. Yes, perhaps I am. But wouldn't you do the same? Humans love themselves above all else. Didn't I tell you, child? I'll protect my loved one, myself, at any cost. A tragic backstory doesn't justify murder. You're mad. You've killed innocent people. They trusted you, respected you. How could you? You even killed Emily. Didn't you already get your precious eternal life? What did Emily learn? What did Emily find out? Emily did nothing to you. Why kill her? Yeah. Did nothing? Oh, I spared her for a time. But then she started digging again. That insufferable girl, with her relentless curiosity. She confronted me one night. I had no choice. She was becoming a nuisance. So I let her experience the same pain her father did, the pain she so eagerly sought to uncover. You monster! You'll surely... His hand claps over your face, his grip harsh, silencing you. The pain is sharp, unbearable. Yeah, well, you're not a vampire, you're just a normal dude. If I kick you in the stomach, you're gonna feel it. I don't have patience for your speeches, child. Surely what? I have cameras all over the village. Oh. We don't have internet. How do you have cameras? I know you and that meddlesome girl have been meeting in the forest, playing detectives. But now she's gone, and you're all alone. No, I'm not. I got my buddy. I got my bestest friend. You don't even know where you are, do you? And as a parting gift, let me enlighten you. No one is coming to save you. It's far too late. No one knows, and no one will ever know. By tomorrow morning, they'll find you dead, your skin pale, covered in bite marks. You'll be remembered as a foolish writer who meddled too much and met their end. And I'll be there, weeping for you as I burn your body to ashes.
You're never gonna get away with it.
Now, shall we begin? Aren't you curious about how your dear Emily met her end? Any last words, dear?
Burn. In. Heck!
This little...
Yeah.
Get away from my human, you wretched being!
Yeah.
What? How? The camera showed no one. This is for daring to touch my beloved human.
It sounds like he's whapping him on the butt.
Gabriel's agonized screams filled the room as Zephyr restrains and punishes him. You exhale, shaky and weak, relief flooding your senses.
Oh yeah, because he won't show up on the cameras. Ha! Ha!
Zephyr arrived just in time. You're also thankful Gabriel never knew about Zephyr. For someone who pinned his murders on vampires, he certainly fell into his own trap. Human, are you all right? Are you hurt? Are you... Zephyr quickly shatters the restraints holding you and gently cradles you in his arms. I'm fine. Why are you crying again? I'm just tired. Take the voice recorder in my pocket to the police, will you? Oh, yeah. I'll just take a nap, so don't panic, okay? Good boy. It's finally over. Your consciousness fades as exhaustion overwhelms you, the weight of everything lifting off your shoulders. Zephyr's voice echoes faintly in your ears as the world goes dark. Zephyr restrained Gabriel, and soon after, the police arrived and arrested him.
Ha! Doesn't he know whenever someone says you'll never get away with it, they don't get away with it?
With the voice recorder as evidence and all the equipment in the room, Gabriel was charged with Emily's murder and the incident from 15 years ago. That's what you heard from Mrs. Jones the other day when you woke up.
Now I want an apology from the entire village.
Zephyr? That gentleman wouldn't budge no matter what I said, so I just let him be.
Aww.
He's very worried about you. Mrs. Jones, thank you for calling the police for me yesterday. I didn't do anything worthy of your thanks. If you wish to thank someone, it should be this gentleman here. He barged in, demanding I call the police, saying you were in danger. Still, thank you for believing in him. I'm sorry about shouting at you that day, too. No, it was I who was in the wrong. I blamed you because I couldn't cope with my loss. I feel like Emily and my husband are nagging me from above. You chuckle softly. Mrs. Jones returns a warm smile. Oh, Daniel left you countless voicemails. That boy is worried sick about you. He's coming to pick you up in a few hours, so please rest as much as you need. You still need a checkup at the hospital, and the police still needs your testimony. But I'm sure Daniel will help you with all of that. Oh, Daniel. Yes, thank you. I'll call him back. And one last thing. Mrs. Jones suddenly bows deeply to both of you. I sincerely thank you both from the bottom of my heart. Not just from me, but on behalf of the entire village.
I want everyone to come out of their houses right now and give me an apology.
Thank you for everything. It was something that needed to be done, so please. Oh, please get up, Mrs. Jones. I'm really glad Emily got to know you. If not for you, we would still be living in fear of vampires, trapped in the grasp of that man dancing to his whims. Please, thank him for me when he wakes up, won't you? Zephyr, was it? Oh, yes, I will. I see you two had a lovely time together at that mansion. Don't worry, Emmy's not the only one good at keeping secrets. Then I will go prepare some food for your journey. And if you can, say a final goodbye to Emily before you leave. go to her grave and start singing Crossroads. See you at the crossroads so you won't be lonely. See you at the crossroads so you won't be lonely. The door clicks shut as Mrs. Jones leaves. So, you're leaving?
Zephyr, you're awake.
You're leaving. Leaving me behind.
Zephyr.
I mean, you could come with us. I said I was going to take you home and put you in my pocket.
You're mean, human.
Stop worrying.
I'm fine, Dan.
How could I not worry? Just when I finished my meeting, I found your voice message, crying. No matter how much I called you back, you wouldn't pick up. Then you got entangled in a case, and Emily. I wasn't even there when my one and only sister was burnt. How would I feel if I lost you too?
Right. I'm sorry. There won't be a next time.
Of course, there can't be a next time.
Yes, sir. Now please go. Mrs. Jones is calling you.
Just you wait. I'm still not done with you yet, you know.
I guess it's true what they say. The kind characters always have the fiercest anger. Don't you think so, Emily?
See you at the crossroads so you won't be lonely. See you at the crossroads so you won't be lonely. I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm gonna miss everybody.
I've come to say goodbye. Emily, it's over now. You were right, Emily. It wasn't the vampire, just as you believed. This case would still be unsolved if not for you.
Oh yeah, 'cause we didn't know about the vampire bite.
You've done more than enough. That wretch Gabriel will be in prison for the rest of his days. Though I don't know if it's possible for him to rot there.
Oh yeah, 'cause he's immortal. Well, I mean, we could, tie him to the side of a mountain for all eternity or something.
Killing people to cling to life. Who's the real monster here?
That cursed soul won't endure long.
You sense a presence behind you, but choose not to turn around, continuing instead. I thought he performed the ritual for eternal life. Such a paltry sacrifice won't grant him eternity. It merely extended his miserable days. Those who chase the shadows of dark magic are doomed to bitter ends anyway. So you need not worry. I see. Hear that, Emily? So please, rest in peace now. Now, are you sure there's no regret in this? Stop sulking. It's too late for regrets anyway.
Is this Zephyr?
I told you, even a day longer is worth it. Very well. Shall we go then?
Hello! Ah, the fourth wall!
Nice to meet you. The creator's here. Just wanted to thank you for playing Are You Vamp? Did you enjoy it?
Very much so.
Feel free to leave a comment on the game page. I'll be waiting. This game was made by me, myself, and I. Of course, it wouldn't be complete without all the amazing plugins and sounds, which you can find the credits on the game page. And there will be a link in the description to this game where you can follow the developer and to see all the amazing plugins used. Also, special thanks to my friends for their support in playtesting. Lastly, really thank you for stumbling across this little game of mine.
Well, thank you very much for making it. It was an amazing emotional roller coaster. I cried several times.
Wishing you a wonderful day. Love, plenty.
Cute. What? There's more shenanigans.
3 years later.
I'm back.
Are you tired? Go wash up. Dinner's waiting. And please, for the love of everything, stop eating those noodles.
Now you got me saying it.
How did I ever find them delicious? At this rate, you'll collapse from your terrible diet. Oh, Auntie Jones called about us visiting next week. Huh? Why are you laughing? Honestly. Are you really a vampire? Cute! You, my pocket. You go in there. I'm gonna put you on my windowsill. He's adorable. Precious. I know he's probably an adult, but he looks like a baby to me, and I want to raise him as my child. I want to raise him and give him healthy foods. And occasionally ramen, and occasionally top ramen, because that stuff's delicious. That was Are You Really a Vampire?, which was made for the 6th annual Spooktober Halloween visual novel game jam. So that was a lot of fun. I don't know if my heart is going to recover, but that was a lot of fun. I like that. I was not expecting any of that. I loved it. And please let me know what you thought about it in the comments. I would love to hear it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, or interact in any way that is comfortable for you. And also, we're trying to make it to 100,000 subscribers. And ring the bell if you don't want to miss out on my next uploads. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.